Hello, friends. We back. We made it. Sort of. I mean, I'm here, so we made it. But as far as getting things fixed, I guess we'll see what happens. So yeah, welcome back, everyone. Funk Chunk, hello. You were first back. Congrats. Got Chibi Ely North. Hello, guys. Thanks for being here. Light's here too. Welcome, welcome. Kate, thanks for coming back. Yuki too. Hello. Let's make it quick. The blower is coming by next. No, please. Listen, we knew that we were trying to get an electrician to come over. Okay, we knew that. And we also knew that yesterday he left us, or like his last communication was, I may come by tomorrow. But then we literally reached out 2 or 3 times today and nothing. So I feel like it was a safe assumption that he just wasn't going to come. But yeah, he made it over. He, you know, looked at our electric panel. Some stuff technically happened. Thanks for giving some shout outs, Chibi. Appreciate you. Welcome back. Aurorities! Oh, that's such a cute name for my mods! I love it, North! That's so adorable! Yes! The Aurorities. The Authority, the Aurora Authorities. And yes, that is our collective name now. I am 100% behind this. How did it go? Yeah, so the guy came and he didn't just open the electric panel, he like unscrewed the whole metal cover to it, so there was like more of the wires exposed, or I guess the wires were exposed, because usually when you open a breaker panel, it's just like the switches inside, right? Sorry, I just wanted to make sure the audio was working on the capture card because it's so quiet. So yeah, he did take off the full panel, and he has this little tool that he used to check how much power was being drawn from the particular breaker that powers my office and Fran's office, and we did our best to replicate exactly what we were running last time that the power tripped. So it has happened twice during stream, like 2 separate streams. I'm pretty sure that's happened. And then one night it happened when Fran and I were playing Valorant, and it went off 3 times in a row. Like it tripped. We were like, okay. And we would turn all our computers back on, get back into the game, and it would trip again. And like I said, that happened 3 times. So that was the point when we were like, okay, let's not do this anymore. Call the electrician and we had Fran's computer plugged into the bathroom this whole week by extension cable. But the guy was checking the power. Both of our offices are on one circuit, and it's a 15 amp breaker, and he was like holding his little, actually 15 amp or 15 something else. I'm not sure the unit. I didn't even like check Ely, you were mentioning it. What is the unit on that? But anyway, so he was like looking at the number, and with everything that we had open last time when it happened, it was only pulling like 8 out of the 15. And so he was like, everything seems fine. And Fran and I were like, oh, I don't know. I guess it happened when she was streaming. So like I tried opening up all my stream stuff as well as Valorant. And we also plugged in multiple fans that we don't usually have in these bedrooms. We turned on all the lights. Fran and I both plugged in our phones to charge. I turned on like night lights, literally everything that we could think of. We made sure we had plugged in, on and running. And the peak that this guy measured was 12. And so I'm like, I don't know. And he said like, oh, maybe he could replace the breaker, but he thinks that the one that we have in here is fine. And the only other suggestion he had was that there's space to add another breaker within our board. So he said it's possible to add in another breaker, and we could cut away some of the drywall to like add that and wire it down to a new outlet, where we'd also have to like cut away the drywall to install that outlet, and then like my computer could theoretically plug into this new outlet. But he can't do that without permission from the owner, which makes sense. And so we're kind of back where we started, pretty much. Like, we've got everything plugged in. Fran and I had everything running full steam, and it didn't trip it. So we both agreed that we're just going to keep things plugged in where they're supposed to be plugged in, like actually into our office outlets, and run things as usual. And if it happens again, then we'll get in touch with the owner of our place to see if they're willing to let us install a new outlet that would be on its own breaker, because then there shouldn't be any issues. But yeah, we have no idea why it happened before. We have no idea why we couldn't replicate it now. And isn't that always the way? So, I mean, I think the guy like tried. He stayed here for a while, like measuring things, waited for us to like plug in more and more stuff and get more and more things running on our computer, and kept measuring it. But yeah, like I asked, oh, can you change the breaker just in case? But I didn't really understand what he was saying. Like I couldn't tell if he was saying, oh, also to even change the breaker, he would have to get the owner's permission, or if he was saying that like actually what he brought was a different type of breaker, and so that's why he'd have to get the owner's permission. I'm not sure. Like that part was a little confusing to me, but for sure, like we have to get permission if we want to cut into the wall, right? So that's the situation. I guess if power goes out while I'm streaming, then we'll know that things are not fine. But yeah, that's literally nothing happened after all that. I guess we know now that our peak is 12 out of 15. At least we're both struggling. Yeah, we can struggle together. Hopefully we can get it fixed, or maybe everything's just fine. I don't know. You're nomming some coffee cake. Oh, you made it, Ely. Oh, I'm so jealous. I want some of your homemade coffee cake. I bet it's so good. What kind of latte as well? Oh, we got shout outs for all the good friends. Thank you, Chibi. Your old apartment had breaker problems as well. Yeah, I don't know. 15 amp is a bit small, but it shouldn't be tripping without like an air conditioner or microwave, which, yeah, we definitely don't have. We were both trying to remember what we had plugged in those nights. I might have had a fan running, but I don't think I did. And even so, like, Fran and I each plugged in 2 fans to our office. Like usually we each only have 1, and we're both not always running them, but we brought in like fans from other places in the house to plug in extra. And yeah, like I said, we tried to turn on everything possible. Fran put his 3D printer to print something while the guy was here, while we were both playing Valorant and trying to have as many effects as possible. I think opening OBS is what finally spiked it up from like 10 to 12. Made my computer like you could hear the fans kicking on. But yeah, like literally everything. Phones charging, I mentioned that. Just Fran had all of his peripherals charging, like mouse and keyboard. But those were not being charged the day that things, like anytime that things went out, because we were actively using them. We all have wireless stuff. So yeah, I don't know. Breakers can get weaker over time, but pretty sure 20 amp is code these days. Well, I mean, we're in Canada, so it might be different than the US. But yeah, I wish we had a 20 amp. Pop out the breaker, put in a bigger one. Yeah, I don't want to mess with that. Shouldn't be happening. You worry that there's a short in the wall or such. The guy measured stuff. I don't know, like, I guess he didn't really check for that kind of thing, but I tried to ask, like, if there is anything else that could be wrong, and he seemed to think that everything looked fine. So yeah, we're just gonna have to wait until it happens again. If it happens again, fingers crossed, maybe it doesn't and everything's okay. The secret to homemade coffee cake, Folgers crystals. I remember that skit. That's an SNL thing. Pumpkin spice latte. You're feeling the vibes. Let's go. Aurora shall spread across the sky. Me? How so? Breakers get weak over time. Might just be faulty. You had issues with your last place. The breaker box was the first thing you wanted to see when you moved here. Oh. Yeah, I mean, if it is faulty, I'm not 100% sure why he couldn't fix it today. Like I said, I didn't really understand. There was a bit of a language barrier. He had an accent. And he was also mostly talking to Fran. Like, the breaker board thing is in my room, and I was sitting at my desk to be like opening all the programs and stuff. He would literally leave the room, go into Fran's office, talk to him, and then come in here and not say anything to me. And so then I would have to walk over into Fran's office and be like, Fran, what's going on? So it's like, obviously not the best situation, not maybe the best person. Who was the electrician that stopped by, if he would not even communicate with me. I don't know. It could also just have been that Fran was the one that entered the door and like gave him all the information, answered the door, I mean, and gave the guy all the information. So who knows? Maybe that has more to do with it, but felt a little sus if you ask me. Was it really hot these past few days? No. High heat could trip breakers as well. I don't think it was on those days that it was happening, but I guess it's a possibility because the hottest time of day is basically when I'm streaming. Like, the sun will come right through my windows. And I do notice that it tends to get warmer in here at that time when the rest of the day it was a perfect temperature. I don't know if it was happening the days that it tripped, just because we've had pretty cool weather recently, but it has been cooler and rainy in the morning, and then the clouds tend to go away in the afternoon, so maybe that had something to do with it. Blade, yo, welcome in. To check for a short, you usually need to access the outlets. He didn't do anything with the outlets. He only did stuff at the panel. Thanks for giving Blade a shout out. Oh, because I'm lights. I'm lights, and I will spread across the sky as the great aurora. Classic. Yep, classic not being able to replicate the problem whenever somebody is watching. Blade, you just woke up. Oh, well, good morning. Not exactly, but welcome to the waking world. Wound up hanging out with Kate on her stream for a good bit instead of going to sleep. Kate said she was having a really good time streaming today and like being able to do that when so much has been going on. So I'm glad that you two got to hang out. But yeah, Blade, I guess you probably missed it. This is my second time streaming today. We had about, what, a 45-minute interruption because an electrician came to look at our breaker thing during stream, and we had no idea that he was going to be coming today or at that time, so perfect timing. But yeah, now we're back. We luckily beat the boss like literally a minute before Fran was like, okay, you really have to stop stream now. So yeah, it wasn't too bad of a cliffhanger, but we are still on the train. I wanted to make it to Poshley Heights. Somebody who knows this game well, can you remind me, does chapter 5, or are we on 6? Whatever, does this chapter end when we get to Poshley Heights? Or do we have to do things in Poshley Heights and then the chapter ends? Because I kind of want to play till the end of the chapter, but also I probably do need to go in about 45 minutes because Fran and I need to get to IKEA tonight. That's still happening. Otherwise, I would go longer, but tomorrow is our last day before our friends arrive. So I also need to end stream on time tomorrow so I can like do some last minute cleaning and whatnot. So yeah, really, there's no time left to squeeze in extra stream time. You just wanted to say the funny line from Harvey Birdman. Okay. Did you get that thing I sent you? Is that a funny line? Thought it was understood Aurora is an anthropomorphic representation of the northern night sky. That's me. There's a bit, then the chapter ends. Okay, maybe we can finish it in 45 minutes if I actually, you know, got to the game. You already said the line. Was that the line, Kate? Don't you go to the museum? Yeah, I remember the museum. Poshley Heights has to be explored. Okay, Swedish meatball time, maybe. Maybe. Fran's more of the Swedish meatball guy. I had to try poutine while I was at Canadian IKEA. It's, I would say, like slightly below fine. It's not the best. The cheese curds are not even warm. They just like put those cold on top. Yeah. And I like their hot dogs though, so I probably will get a hot dog. I don't know, they're super cheap too. The hippo guy says it all the time. Every time he's on screen. No idea about the reference though, Kate, sorry. IKEA shark? No, Yuki, I'm sorry. Need to watch Harvey Birdman. Yeah, I don't really even know what that is. Need to go to a proper place, like New York Fries, which is Canadian. Fran and I have been to at least one really good place that has like so many different kinds of poutine, and they're really, really good, but we haven't found one that's near our area, I guess. Poutine is a mid-national food. Are you serious? How so, Funkle Chunk, huh? French fries are delicious. You imagine it's what you would think poutine made exclusively with IKEA ingredients would be like, yeah, that sounds about right. And I'm just getting a hot dog, Funkle Chunk. No other terminology being used here. All right. Finally, let's play. Let's play and see if we can get to the end of the chapter in 45 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, please prepare to disembark. Finally. Let's go. We here. We made it. So beautiful. By the way, did you guys notice that I like revamped what chat looks like on my streams? It's been like that for a few streams now. And nobody said anything of like, wow, it looks really nice or anything. I thought that I did a good job with it, but I guess nobody noticed. Attention all passengers, now arriving at Poshley Heights. You think it looks nice? Thank you, Funkle Chunk. Like I tried to make the background green like the Aurora, and then the top part that has your name is supposed to be based off of what color your name is in Twitch, which I thought was cute. Hi, Aria, welcome in. Please watch your step and be sure to take all your belongings with you. And thank you for choosing the Excess Express. Thought I looked different, but as soon as your EP brain, Jimmy, it's been like that for like a week, I think. Wasn't sure if you did change it or not. Well, how? How did nobody was thinking to themselves, wow, that is different than how it was before. Everybody was just like, maybe. You like it too. Thank you. I think I still have the other one here as a source that I can turn on to show you the difference. Do I? Oh, no, I don't. I got rid of them. Okay, so I can't show you the difference. But they didn't have little background bubbles or anything like that. I feel that it's much easier to read now. Before it would just be white. I had the option of either white text or black text. And it, like, just depending on the background, sometimes you could see it, sometimes you couldn't. And it's not like I was going to change it midstream so the color matched better. So I think, like, every bubble having their own background works a lot better. We're finally here, Mario. Let's hurry up and find the Poshley Sanctum that the professor was talking about. All right, I gotta play and not just yammer on. Chibi thought it looked... Oh yeah, but it was your EP brain. You like it? Thank you. I've got a shout out for Arya. Thanks, Chibi. Blade likes it. Thank you as well. I think it looks good. It makes me happy. Before it was like the most basic one possible. But I need an IKEA shark. I have so many plushies that I love though. I feel like the shark would just be like random a little bit. Thought I announced it to everyone. No, I didn't say anything. Hey, mister, I'm gonna get a train set, the coolest one ever invented. I could just have them buy me a real train, but maybe I'll save that for next year. I'm gonna save real quick, just in case. Who knows? Maybe the power will go out, but we're on Switch, so it would be fine. You don't trust your memory on some things. Oh my gosh. You wouldn't happen to have a train set for sale, would you? A gold one, perhaps? Now that we're here, we'll purchase that birthday present for little Bub. Little Bub. What a little Bub. Thought you were talking about the walking chat avatars. No, yeah, the new bubbles. They're fun. Thanks. Look at that. See, all you have to go do is go fishing for compliments and everybody will play along. Thanks, everybody. Oh, save. Thank you, Funk Chunk. Can never have enough plushies. I mean, that's true, but I want my plushies to mean something to me. And I feel like Shark IKEA. Okay, when I say mean something to me, pretty much it has to either be something I had in my childhood or it's probably going to be from some IP that I really like. I don't think there's going to be a generic plushie that I would buy at this age and feel like a connection or attachment to it. Like if somebody made it for me, that'd be different. But yeah, pretty much everything I have right now is like, oh, it's Hamtaro, it's Pokemon, it's... Let me turn around. Oh, I've got some like Legend of Zelda bob-ombs, just bombs back there. And also some plushes from Kyoso Giga. And then I have stuff from when I was a kid, like that I got from my teachers, or I have a doll that my grandma made me, and or like I have this other doll that I've had since I was 2 years old. All of those things mean a lot, or it's like representative of things that I love. And then IKEA Shark, I feel like it doesn't necessarily fit into that. How am I? I'm doing not bad, Aria. We actually just got back onto stream because I had to do a little pause while an electrician was here looking at some stuff. He didn't really do anything, so that's a little frustrating, I guess. But to his eye, nothing was wrong. We couldn't replicate the problem to him, so I'm not sure what else he could have done, I guess. But yeah, other than that, doing good. The socioeconomic stratification of Mario society. Poshly Heights, too posh for you?